And for Soweto to be in existence, it was all because of the discovery of gold in Johannesburg. Johannesburg, before it became a city, it used to be a gold mining town. I'm fine. I'll tell you when but for now I'm okay. I'm balanced here. Sorry. So before Johannesburg became a city, which you're gonna see now, that is a city. But before it became what you're gonna see now, it used to be a gold mining town. That used to be divided into 4 farms: Langlaagte, Daronfontein, Bramfontein, and Terfontein. And then there was this main one, which was known as Langlaagte farm. That's where now that big main reef rock was discovered. That's the main reef rock that proved that the place is rich of gold. It was found by one of the Australian prospectors who was moving around the farm. And then because already in Australia, gold has already been discovered, so he had an experience of how to spot a rock that has gold in it. And then that's how he managed to see, and he melted that gold and he sold it for a few pounds, and then he was never seen again to this day. So his name was George Harrison. And then now that everyone knew that the place was rich of gold, then we started having so many illegal gold mines. People started digging in their own yards, digging for gold. And then until now, they were amalgamated to be one. So we had about 400 legal mines. So they kept on digging around Johannesburg. And then from 400, we had 80. From 80 it was 33. From 33, we now only have 3 operating gold mines. And they are not within Johannesburg. They are in the outskirts of Johannesburg towards the Northwest Province. And those 3 are known as the richest gold mine, the largest, and the deepest gold mine in the world. Wow. It's known as the West Deep Levels. The last time it was about 5.5 going down, so I believe now it's even more deeper, going further down. So that's known as the deepest gold mine that we have around the world. So around Johannesburg, we no longer have any gold mines. We have Gold Reef City that used to be a gold mine. It was closed down in 1927 because there was no gold anymore. And then later turned into a theme park. And after now, they discovered that there is no gold anymore, which was in the 1900 years. Then they decided to turn the mining town into a city. It was declared a city in the 1900 years. And then there was the disease that broke, which was known as the bubonic plague. The people that were residing in the mining town, because we're talking about people that were coming from all over the country and from our neighboring countries, coming into Johannesburg seeking for jobs. And the only job that was available then was for one to work as a mine worker. So now, because they were also living there, the place was not clean, and then that disease came, and people were dying from that. It was known as the bubonic plague, and then people had to be moved from the mining town, which was now a city. They had to be moved to various places. That's when we started having the classification based on the color of the skin. Okay, so we had areas like Soweto, which were meant for black people. So when they were moving people from the mining town, there was that segregation. So blacks were moved into black townships, one of them being Soweto. And then we had areas for white people, we had areas for Indians, and we had areas for colored people. In South Africa, when we talk of a colored person, we talk of a mixture of black and white, okay? We're gonna see that when we visit Apartheid Museum. There's a section that talks about classification of people, based on the color of the skin. So then that's when we started having that segregation, okay? And then Soweto was then later, it was given the name Soweto in 1963. Because when people moved into Soweto, they used to say, so where to from here? So it was like the name was initially, is taken from there, but it's an acronym word for Southwestern Township. So it was given the name Soweto officially in 1963. Then it got the name Soweto officially. And then within Soweto itself, people were classified again as black people based on the languages. As you know that in South Africa we have 12 official languages spoken, and number 12 is the sign language. So the 11, we talk of all the ethnic groups. We have the Nguni languages, which is Zulu, Xhosa, and Ndebele and Swati. Those are the Ngunis. We have Istonga, we have Venda, we have, so it's all different languages. So when you go to different provinces, you get different language being spoken there. But Zulu will still dominate, Soweto, we had areas for the Tongas, we had areas for Zulus, there were areas for Sutus, and that alone was causing, a commotion amongst the black people on their own. Because now they had this mentality of saying, when you're Zulu, you're not supposed to be coming in the Sutu area, So it was causing that. Until now, it all changed when we're now the democratic country, where now everyone can live where they want to, and as long as you can afford to be there, you are allowed to. Yet at first it was not allowed. And then we had areas for white people, we had areas for Indians, and then Indians, wherever they lived, they will have, as you know, that they are very big, in businesses. So they were running businesses where they live and live there as well. So we have very big Indian areas. We have one in Johannesburg, we have one in the south, we have one in the north. It's quite a lot. Okay? And then we have colored areas that were mainly based closer to Soweto, but they were later declared a part of Soweto. It's where you find colored people, but now they are part of Soweto. We have one is North Khaseg, which is a part of Soweto, and then we have another one which is El Dorado Park, which is also a colored area, but it's also being declared as part of Soweto. So when we're saying Soweto, it's a growing township, and it's growing rapidly. It's because of that.